in the room because y'all want to be in this room.
Definitely want to be
here.
Yes.
Heartbreak, headlines, and healing.
Hey,
Your healing is in this room, baby.
Yes,
you're going to be blessed today. Some of y'all know who this is. Some of y'all like, I don't know who them people are. We just showed up on your screen. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Get to know me. Get to know me and my guests. Because, baby, I brings the people to the velvet couch, baby. Yes, to the blue velvet couch is where I bring them. The I Am Qiana Skills podcast. You're tuned in. I know sometimes y'all get a little confused. This is not Couch Conversations. This is the I Am Qiana Skills podcast this Monday night. But either way, you're always in for a treat. Yeah, so let me give them a minute to get on in the room. Get on in the room, good people. Get on in the room. And we're going to get started. Yes. And TikTok, I got something special for y'all. We're doing something new. The TikTok Talk Back. After the show, we're giving y'all 15 minutes. TikTok Talk Back. You only got 15 minutes. So you get our undivided attention for 15 minutes. We're going to answer your questions. What's in the chat. We're going to talk to y'all, engage with y'all. So TikTok, y'all make sure y'all stay on the whole time and afterwards. Yeah. Stay with us, people. Stay with us. And everybody stay with us because y'all know Facebook family, as I like to call y'all my listener land. Y'all know how we do. Engage with us. We're going to check our chats and we're going to talk to y'all. So y'all know what to do. So we about to make it do what it do. It's after 7 and 7:07. So what's popping, listener land? Come through and catch these gems. Hit the heart if you're ready. Let me see some hearts out there if you're ready. Give us them hearts. And y'all do know that y'all can send me some stars. Hit that button to subscribe to them stars. You know, it's like 99 cents. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Send me some. Send me some so I can put that money back into this podcast and back into the community. Y'all know how I do.
Yep.
Yeah, so whether you're tuning in live on Facebook or catching us on YouTube live, now we've added one, TikTok live, or streaming the replay. Welcome to the space where truth meets transformation. Yes, truth gonna always meet transformation over here, baby. Yes, so I look like they coming on in the room. So welcome to the I Am Qiana Skills podcast. Real talk, real people, relevant conversations. No gossip, just gems. Stamp it. Y'all know what I say. The young folks say clock it. I say stamp it. That means it's signed, sealed, and delivered, baby, by I Am Qiana Skills. So just go on and stamp it, baby. Stamp it. Yeah. Now, before we get into it, I gotta shout out our sponsor, the Closet Experience Boutique. Ladies, if you're looking for the hottest fashions and accessories, look no further. The Closet Experience Boutique has you covered. Y'all know the retail therapist has it going on over there. She is giving you 10% off with code PODCAST. That's PODCAST. The Closet Experience Boutique. What's in your closet? Woo, y'all. We about to get into it. In this and I mean this jaw-dropping episode of the I Am Qiana Skills podcast, we sit down with the incredibly resilient and raw Tiana Benford, a woman who has lived through what most couldn't even imagine and still dares to believe in love. Say what, girl? Wait a minute. Faith and her own healing. Her first marriage ended in heartbreaking loss when her husband died unexpectedly from health-related issues. Her second, a devastating scandal involving shocking allegations that rocked her world and her faith. And yet, after grief, betrayal, public judgment, and private pain, Tiana said, I do again.
Yes.
Woo, baby. Y'all see it on her finger. Let show them, baby. Show them. She did that.
Bam, bam.
How does a woman keep showing up for love after scandal and death? How does she hold on to her faith while navigating heartbreak, healing, and headlines? From church pews to trap playlists, baby. That's my girl, Tiana. She's going to bring us the truth with no filter. This episode is a masterclass in resilience, a lesson in grace, and a reminder that your story isn't over, even when it's messy. If you ever had to fight for your faith, your peace, or your power, this episode is for you. So to all my diamond diggers and truth hitters, remember, no gossip, just gems. And when those gems drop throughout this episode, you know what to say, or should I say what to type. Stamp it or just throw us some hearts, thumbs up, whatever you need to do to let us know you are feeling it. Now listen,
Yeah.
you know how I do. Like I told you before, I don't just bring anybody to the mic. My guest today is a certified goal achiever in both the boardroom and the prayer room. What y'all know about that? She's not just a survivor. She's a strategist, a woman of wisdom, grace, and grit, baby. By day, she's a powerhouse accounting professional with over a decade of experience managing full cycle financial operations like a pro, from accounts payable to property tax to reimbursements and everything in between. If it involves numbers, my girl, she runs it with excellence. Her work ethic unmatched. Her attention to detail, laser sharp. Her drive, God-given. Don't get it twisted. But when I say she is more than just spreadsheets and software, baby. She's a worshiper, a woman who knows how to get into the presence of God and stay there. Her praise is powerful. Her story is supernatural. And her voice, woo, it's anointed, baby. She's been through heartbreak, scandal, and loss and still shows up with joy, purpose, and strength. She is the definition of faith under fire and favor in motion. Y'all help me welcome the one and only Tiana Benford, aka Lady T. Y'all give me some hand claps them hand claps emojis out there in the chat, baby.
Hello.
Yes,
Everyone.
baby, show her some love.
Where's everybody?
Now listen, y'all, this hit different from me because, baby, I've been knowing Tiana since Parkwood. We grew up in Parkwood, Nashville, stand up Parkwood. She represented Creekwood. I represented Carterwood. And woo, we were out there acting up, from sneaking to places we had no business, baby. But I ain't gonna give them too much of our tea. Baby, woo, we was in them streets. You talking about how they say outside? We were outside. And I do mean outside. Baby, you ever had that 91 Nissan Sentra in the 9th grade? Baby.
Packed in there, okay?
Yes.
All of us. Yeah,
yes,
we
baby.
was outside. These children these days don't know what outside is.
Yes.
No, we was outside.
Yes, and kicking it, having fun.
Yes.
But I gotta go there.
Yeah.
Growing up. How your brother been? Me and him used to fight, if not every day, every other day. And y'all, I'm talking about fist fighting. Why am I fist fighting out here with boys? And then I don't even know why me and him woke. It's like we woke up every day angry at each other. Why y'all would have thought we was in a relationship or something? I don't know what was going on. But why did we fight every day? Me and her brother could not get along. How is Preston, aka B.I.?
My brother is great. He's doing good. He just had a brand new grandbaby girl.
Yes.
So shout out to my brother, his amazing wife, his beautiful daughter, and now his beautiful granddaughter. So he is doing great.
Blessed. I like to hear that.
Look, calm. He's the calm B.I. now.
Come on, calm B.I.
Well, with age, there comes
I'm a little calm. I'm
growth,
still a little rough around it. You know, my granddad used to be like, why am I so rough? He'd be like, you always out there fighting them boys. I used to get my granddad probably a heart attack. Y'all was so rough and tough. I will say my afro puss, but I don't think I ever really had no afro puss. I just sound like
a ponytail.
I don't know what I was doing. I was just rough around the edges. And I really, I had a lot of tomboy in me. I don't know. Glad I passed that stage, honey.
The cleanest sneakers, y'all. So it didn't really surprise me that she had a boutique, because she's always been stylish.
I always been this flat. Yes, yeah. Remember I used to have the starter jackets. I used to have everything. Yeah. That's a whole nother stuff from my, everything. Yes, I used to have it all, baby, from we ain't gonna get into that because I can go all the way back down memory lane. But it's all about Tiana.
Yeah.
We're gonna hear her story. I just want you to tell the folks hello again. Just tell them hello.
Hi everybody. I'm just excited to be on this here platform that my good friend, there's a lot of history here. So not only are we just friends? But no, like we're like family, you know. And that's what I don't see a lot, you know, with young folks these days coming up. Like they don't care nothing about going to class reunions or you know how we get together, especially when Binky and them throw the
party. I call them White Street parties, but they have a name.
Parties, like but literally, it's a family reunion for us, and that's because we all grew up, you know, from some of us elementary school all the way till we graduated, and then we all kept, you know, the majority of us all kept in touch. So you're like family, and then you know the biggest part why you're like family.
Threw her first baby shower.
She threw my first baby shower, y'all. Look, we like 16 years old,
and I'm throwing a baby shower for somebody. Talking about, Mama, I need you to take me to the store to do Tiana, baby. My mama like, do what? But you know, my mama, y'all told you about my mama. She always gonna be down for the couch. My mama be down for whatever. She was like, okay, what we need to get? I was like, we just gonna have to throw a little something. You know, she needs some stuff. Mom, like, I said, yeah, Mom, don't worry about all that. Right. We just gotta get to what we get to. Y'all know how I talk to my mom. I just like, Mama, you ask so many questions. Let's just go get the stuff. Let's do this. And my mom was like, okay, let's go do it. But yes.
Yeah, so that's how you know when someone's like your good friend, no judgment zone. During that era, me and my mom, we wasn't on the best terms. And I had my friends. My friends were my support. And so I always will give honor where it's due to Qiana, her family, because that was my first baby shower. My baby, I'm 16, so she gave me a baby shower. I actually found out she was a girl at Qiana's house. So listen. So she had pizza. I think it was Papa John's.
Probably
Papa John's. It was Papa John's pizza, y'all. And I could not hold pizza down at all. Like every time I would get nauseous or I'd throw up, and then boom, got my results back, and I was having a girl. So Jerica did not like pizza.
She like pizza now.
I don't think she liked pizza like that.
Well, you gave your mama hit with grief with that pizza, baby. Yeah. So you ready to help the people? I
am. Let's get to it, y'all.
Lady T, that intro that I gave you, it barely scratched the surface of everything. So we're going to walk through this thing slowly, talk up freely as much as you want to. Like I said, we're going to get into it. We're here to help the people, y'all. I told you the title was Heartbreak, Headlines, and Healing. Tiana Benford speaks. She's about to tell us her story, her journey. Y'all are in for a treat. And like I said, I want to thank you, first of all, for doing me the honor of coming here to sit on the I Am Qiana Skills podcast, for saying yes. Like it's an honor. I know how everybody says it's an honor to be asked, but it's an honor when you all say yes to come over here. Y'all just don't know what it do to me. When I get yeses, I be like, yes. Like, and I am excited.
Very honored.
Because it's all about helping the people. Absolutely. Like I say, no gossip, no gems. Just straight facts. I said that wrong. No gossip, just gems.
Just gems.
And just real talk over here.
All right.
So we're going to get into it. Let's start at the beginning of your journey. Not your bio, not your resume, but how. We're going to start with how you first met your first husband, George.
Okay.
Tell me what that looked like.
How I met George. Okay, let's just start there. My first husband, who's now my deceased husband, was my first husband. So we met through a really hard time. When I was, I had just left my kids' father, Jerica and Brianna, because, you know, I had them teenagers. Yes. So we ended our relationship. I met George probably like 2 days after that. Real good guy, real cool guy. I was riding a bus, actually, going to work. And it was snowing. It was in January, never forget, right after Martin Luther King Day. So I'm going to work, it's snowing, and I'm already kind of, you know, feeling away because I've just ended a relationship with their father. Now I'm a single mother, you know, got to get out here and get it for these kids, you know, didn't have much support. So, you know, I was just kind of in my zone, wasn't thinking about nothing again. I don't look for a man, you know, a man ain't never been, I've never looked for a man to define who I was as a woman.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't looking for nothing. I was going to work. I was trying to get to these coins.
You was trying to get to the coins, and he was eyeballing you.
He was. It was snowing. It had started snowing. He came. He rolled past me because he evidently worked in the same area.
Okay.
He rolled past me, and you know how you like glance over because somebody done slowed up.
You like, okay, what's going on? Am I about you one of them? Am I about to get kidnapped?
Yeah, like he done slowed up, and you know, his neck like this, you know, he ain't saying too much, but then he stops and he turns into the next little drive area, and I'm just like, oh my God, please do not mess with me right now, because I am not looking. I don't really want to talk. I don't even want to see a man's face at this point. I'm just chilling.
Like, leave me alone.
So he was like, you need a ride? Y'all, mind you, it's coming down. Like, it's not now, it's beginning to like really come down and snow. And I was like, no, I'm good. You know, I'm just, you know, going right here. He was like, I don't mind giving you a ride. And I was like, okay.
You got in the car.
So I got in the car.
What your mama teach you about getting in the car with strangers? You didn't know about strangers? Wait a minute.
It was cold. Now I ain't even
What's
going.
your mama last name? Because it's not Bedingfield. Miss
Hope.
Miss Hope. You and never teach this girl about stranger danger. Okay,
Look,
finish the story, baby. You gonna be in these streets
it
getting
was
kidnapped.
something about him. I've always had that discernment when, you know, when something doesn't feel right, like I don't touch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah. But I didn't get that feeling.
Okay.
And it was cold. So I'm just like, oh, okay, you know, it's just right here. What can he really do? You know what I'm saying? So he takes me to my job. And he said, you know, if you need a ride home, because it is coming down, I don't mind driving you. And I was like, no, I think I'm good. He was like, here's my number anyway. Strict gentleman. I got in there, thought about it. I'm like, it's cold. You know, I do ride the bus. That means I got to walk back up this hill to the bus stop. You know what I'm saying? Get on another bus, transfer Dickinson Road, because that was our bus. And then I got to get my children from daycare. And then we got to get back on the bus. So I'm like, let me make that count. You know, so I just kind of, that is when I first, my faith journey. Okay. I say that. When my faith journey really just popped off.
So I took that leap of faith. You took that leap of faith. So y'all dated for how long before you got married?
Okay, so listen.
Let's see when they give you that
listen, let me tell y'all. I told y'all I rode the bus, right? He met me as I was on the bus. I was walking to work. The day he picked me up to drop me off at work, I never rode the bus again.
Okay.
He bought me a car. 2 weeks into us
that
talking.
Was pretty early into the
Yes, he bought me a car, a Ford Focus, baby blue with tinted windows. I love that car. He bought me a car, and he was like, "You're not gonna be walking again." I wasn't even his girlfriend like that yet. We wasn't even kicking it like that. And everybody always thinks that you gotta give up something to give something, and it was never the case. Like, he respected me as a woman, as a mother who was out here getting it. Yes. And so he's like, nah, you're not about to keep riding the bus. You got kids. You know, took me, got the car, never rode the car again. So we dated for 4 years.
Okay, so you did 4 years.
Before we got married. Okay. Now, we broke up, though.
Not y'all broke up. Okay.
We did, because I've always been that. Like, you're not going to keep girlfriending me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be some point where you look at me more than just a girlfriend. Like, because again, I know my value. You cannot devalue me. And he told me, oh, now mind y'all, we like 21, 22 at that point.
Okay, so y'all was
about like 20, 23-ish. Yeah. He said, oh, no, I ain't getting married till I'm 30.
Oh.
I said, oh, so you want to be your girlfriend for 10 years? Oh, no. I think we just need a break. You know?
Now we need need a
So
break.
yeah,
Okay.
and it was a very hard. We went to the same church still because I actually started going to his church, and I had invested time there, and I was just like, I'm still keep going to the church. You finna see this glow up. You gonna see what you missing ain't wiping me up. So I gave I didn't give him an ultimatum, but I just let him know like where I stand. As a woman, you have to have those standards, but your standards can't be too
Oh,
high.
I tell people all the time. Sometimes we want to make them all high. No, let's be real. I tell women all the time. They know how I talk to them in the podcast. Make them realistic. You can't say you want somebody to make 10 figures and you can't even bring 10 figures of books to the or your brain somewhere. Come on now. We got to make it realistic. Yes, we all want somebody with yes. But I tell people it's not about how much money you have.
Right.
Because I could probably be living better than you. You could be living better than me with whatever you make. It's what you do and how you invest your money.
That's it.
It's all about my favorite word is your own financial analysis.
Come on now.
Because you can live how you want to live.
That's it. That's it.
I tell people all the time.
Yeah.
It just depends on what your bills and like I tell people all the time. I don't have any kids, so my money ain't going out to do the daycare. And then some people that have kids don't mean your money going out to daycare. You might have a village that, so you don't have to do that. That's why I say it's everybody's individual bank account. It got nothing to do with you.
Nothing. But there was a specific standard that I had. I'm not being your girlfriend for 10 years. So maybe we need to take some time apart. Do us. And then if it's meant for us to come back around, we'll come back around.
Say like that boomerang if it's meant to be.
So, we allow each other that space. And I'm grateful for that. Didn't like it, but I was grateful. His mom died. So his mom passed. Again, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving that support now as a friend. I had left to go to Florida.
Okay.
Florida vacation. And I didn't talk to him. And that had been because we kept in touch.
And then you
mom, dad,
did them cold circle without talking to him.
Yeah, so didn't talk to him, and when I got back, he's like, "You ain't called me," and I was just like, "Yeah, I went on vacation." Da da da. Then he says, "I need to talk to you." I was like, "Okay." We talked, and he expressed how he felt. And what his heart was, and I felt that heart. We already been through some things and been through some deaths now. So hey, and then then a couple of months went by, and he proposed to me at church.
Come on, man.
So remember, I was still going
to church.
Yeah. So he proposed, and I accepted, and we got an amazing wedding. He's
was at the
man, yeah,
I was at the wedding because my girl Renee Craig. So I was at that wedding. Okay.
Yeah, so we did have a beautiful wedding. Ended up having 2 kids.
Yes.
He was, the father of my oldest 2 because they call him daddy because he took that role. He didn't have no kids. Remember that? So he did not have no kids at all. So my children was his only children. So yes, so that's how we met. And, we just, grew. We were married almost 10 years before he passed.
And I thank you for sharing that because people need to hear how it all started. Because we just look at the titles and like, oh, we want to get straight to it. But no, people need to hear, the whole journey.
Yeah.
Y'all see how it started?
Yeah.
Beautiful story, y'all. Honey, he knew what he saw something. He was like, oh, and she had to set them boundaries and they got together. Yeah. Now, when the storm did hit and George passed away so suddenly, what did that moment do to your faith, your identity, your understanding of love at that time?
During that time, I've always always been in church. Let me say that. But I did not have a close connection with God, meaning relational. Right? So the day that he had his stroke, that turned into an aneurysm. Well, it was an aneurysm, stroke, aneurysm, all in one. That was just something. Let me back up a little bit. So 2 weeks, so George had developed this cough, right? He had developed this cough. And it went on for some months. And I would just say, think you need to go to the doctor.
This is before COVID, right?
No, yeah, this was before COVID.
Okay.
So he's just like, no, I'm good, you know. But I mean, it was such a bad cough. Like he would get so strangled. And I'm just like, I think you need to go. But he hated doctors, you know. And I was just like, well, maybe your blood pressure's up. You know, I'm gonna take you to Walgreens. Let's run your blood pressure. Ran his blood pressure. He's always had high blood pressure. So I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna change up your eating habits, whatever. But that cough just remained. So then I noticed that his stomach was grown, like it was big, like it was just big. And I was just like, babe, like I think you really need to go. So I kept encouraging him, go to the doctor, but he just never would.
Oh, wow.
So the day that the episode happened, it was a normal day. We woke up, we were talking, we were laughing. It was the day before Breon's birthday. Our son's birthday. He was going to be turning 8 the next day. So, financially we were struggling. But I got paid like that Friday. So I'm like, hey, we're going to take Breon out. And Breon just had a fit. And he called Breon in there, had this really deep conversation. And I was in the bed still and I was studying. So I had to even rise up because the conversation with his son was so deep. And I was just like, that's a real deep, talk to a 7.5-year-old, He was like, yeah, I just feel like he needs to hear that. And then he got up and he went in the bathroom and he shut the door. Now, mind you, he always locks the door, when he's getting himself together, because we were getting ready to go to the family function. It was Memorial Day. So, he didn't lock the door though. But Breon had came back in and was trying to get toothpaste because they were out toothpaste in their bathroom. Get toothpaste to brush his teeth. And he said, Mama needs some toothpaste. I said, knock on the door, tell your dad let you in get toothpaste. So he knocked on the door and he heard his dad, which he thought he was gargling.
Oh.
When you
like gargling with the Listerine or whatever.
Yeah. He thought he was gargling. And he was like, Daddy, what you say? Daddy, what you say? And then it went quiet. And so Breon was like, Dad, give me a toothpaste. So then Breon pushes the door. And he was like, Daddy, why are you playing? That's what he said. Because he's thinking he had his arm. And was playing with him. And the moment Breon said, Dad, why are you on the floor? That is when, because I didn't hear him drop. I didn't hear no bang. I didn't hear anything. So when I hear Breon said, Dad, why are you on the floor? I immediately jumped up out the bed. And then now I'm trying to get into the bathroom. And he's like, he's gargling. And I said, George, come on, get up. I said, let me in. I got to get in here. Like, what's going on with you? And he finally got out. I can't move. And, he's a big guy. And I think the whole house just lost it. I could not get to him. I literally ran outside. My other daughter, she took off running to a friend's house. I ran trying to knock on everybody's door to help me because I couldn't get to him. So my neighbor across the street finally opened the door. He was half naked. Literally, like he had to throw on stuff. He was just like, I'm coming. And he was little, so he squeezed through and was able to pull him back from the door so we could get in. And he was on the floor butt naked, like, because he was about to get in the shower when it happened. So the ambulance came. They got him up. They had said he had 2 seizures at that time. He looked at me and he was like, I love you.
Has he ever had seizures before?
No. Okay. None of that.
Okay.
So when they took him, he
So
walked
pretty
in.
much, you're telling me he was in perfect health, other than what y'all started
The cough,
noticing.
yeah.
That cough. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Hmm.
So devastated. Like you talking about somebody who's been my friend for 16 years at that time. You know what I'm saying? 16 years, and then we like 9 years in married. Devastated. And then when he comes out of the house, he's up walking. But then when we get to the hospital, I'm waiting, and they come and get me. And I never seen him come back out.
Wow.
So the last conversation was
him with his son, and then him. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Woo.
So
you get some comments.
No, it's just one question. Mia Miller. She said,
"Hi, friend.
Talk about the penny loafers the weekend before he passed. She loves some drugs."
That's the penny loafer story. Let us in on the penny loafer story.
So we were actually getting ready to move to Atlanta. We were getting ready to transition our family to Georgia. So I had got a interview because I had just got my accounting degree. So at that time, A was popping. So, we going to the A, and Mia, she would have been the only one, and my other friend Sharon was the only ones that I knew there like that. So, I was cool. So we actually went to Mia's house. I got dressed, and I had an interview at Reach Records.
Okay.
Lecrae.
Hey, I was gonna say, come on, Lecrae.
Every time I think about that, I'm like, that was my break.
It happened for a reason.
Yeah. So we stopped by Mia's house. I got dressed because she was at work. So she was just like, going by the garage. I got dressed, went to my interview, came back, we chilled with her. Then we went to a thrift store or something like that. And it was a lady, y'all. And they were wearing this lady out because that's what her and George did. They were burning on people in this thrift store. And these doggone penny loafers, Lord. But that was just some good times, like right before he died, too. Great memory, Mia. Thank you for writing that up. But yeah, it's just those moments, you know what I'm saying? You look back and you're like, how did
all this happen?
Yeah, like what happened? Like what happened here?
So after such a deep loss, I imagine open up your heart again wasn't easy. But eventually, love came back around. Tell us about your second marriage. How did that relationship start, and what made you believe you were ready to say yes to love again? And what space were you in emotionally and spiritually at that time?
I wasn't in no space. If I can just be honest, when Polo came around, so we had a mutual friend, Cherie Baker.
Okay, Cherie Baker. Shout out White Creek Glass 96 Nashville.
So Cherie was our mutual friend.
Okay.
And Polo was really, and I already knew Polo because of events, because he was a gospel rapper. We threw a lot. I was over our youth department at the church that George and I was at, Church of Living God. So, I would have these different events, and he kind of did the events. And I asked him to come and, minister, and he asked us to come and minister or whatever. So I knew him like that. But I knew he was also good with children.
Okay.
So always with the youth, that's just who he was, always been. So Cherie had told him, hey, Tiana White. And he was like, oh yeah, I know Tiana White. He was like, she said, you need to check on her. You need to check on her and the kids. She said you need to check on her for the kids. Right? So he was like, what happened? And then she went to tell him that, my husband had passed. So he actually hit me up and was like, hey, let me know when the funeral arrangements, da 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 da. So that's how that occurred. He actually came to the funeral and everything. And, it was love. None more, none less. Fast forward. I left after I buried George. I left and I went to Atlanta. I needed a breather. I needed a woo stop. So I stayed with my friend Sharon. And then I had made the decision to go ahead and move to Atlanta. So came back to Tennessee, packing up my house. I gets a call. Hey, how are you? I want to see you. I want to take you out to, dinner. I had a friend of mine with me. I was like, nah, I ain't ready for that. Like I knew I wasn't in the headspace for that. Like, cause I'm like, I ain't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? In the presence of another man, But then I'm just like, oh, it's Polo. It's, he cool. I went, we chatted, and I guess for me, it was just the filler.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
To fill that void.
Yeah,
it was
because I've always done anything I could to make sure my kids were good.
That makes sense.
And I didn't want, like Jerick and Brianna, they're teenagers now. So, they got it going on. They're working, they're doing this and that. But Autumn was 3.5.
Okay.
So Brianna had just turned 8. George actually transitioned on his birthday. So you got to think, I have a black son, not trying to make it racial, but now I got a black son without his daddy. I have a little girl that don't really that knew her dad, but she's not gonna remember a lot of things about her dad. So what I didn't want was them to not have a male figure. My brother, at that time, he wild now still. So he just Uncle B.I. at this time, but he gonna buy him real good, but for someone to be there for them, to do
nurture them to be that stable,
like,
male
figure. So that is what Polo did. And the mistake, and I don't want to even say a mistake because everything happens for a reason. He was supposed to be there for those children. And we stepped out and did what we wanted to do. Okay? Now, he did love me. And I grew in love with him. But when you're not healed, okay, let's talk there.
That's okay.
When you ain't healed, when you're vulnerable, when you ain't dealt with, not just that, you ain't even dealt with family traumas and stuff like that. Like, everything looks great.
Great to you. And that's what I was going to say. And then everything changed. Like you courting with him. You thinking everything looks good.
He in church. This man a whole minister, y'all.
So let's
go there.
we gonna go there. I said everything. And at some point, this man you trusted, the man you married, faced let's just get on right into it. He faced some very serious let me call them allegations is the word I'm looking. Allegations involving inappropriate and criminal conduct with some I think it was like 2 minors or whatever. Yeah. So let me ask you this. Tiana, I just want to pop. Let me just turn my chair this way because I know this is heavy. This is a lot. So whatever you feel comfortable with sharing. But I want to say this. I want to pause right here and I want to come from a different angle. I just feel led to do this from a different angle. Not just to put the business out there, but I'm going to address this question like this. At the heart of a wife at this point, when all of this goes down, you're married to, you keep calling him Polo. I know him as Larry. So if I say, I'm trying to remember to say Polo, but I'm like, I know him. I never met him as Polo. I met him as Larry. But anyway, you have a ministry. You're building this life together. And suddenly, like I said, the man you share this home, a calling with, a church home, this fellowship, he is now being accused of the unthinkable. So the headlines are ugly. The whispers are getting loud, and I mean loud in these streets. And he's being painted out here as the villain, a predator, and all of these ungodly names. Not the man, like you said, that you saw that was good with children, a minister. So at that moment, as a woman of God, a wife, and a leader, did you feel like you had the spirit of discernment even to make sense of what was being said? Like as that wife, like just what did that feel like? Go ahead.
I would say, okay, So Larry and I, marriage was already rocky.
Okay.
Okay. And it was a place where we held on longer than we were supposed to. Okay.
Okay.
Ministry was more important than your first ministry, which was me. You have a broken wife here, you know what I'm saying? You got a broken family now at this point, but you try to cover it up by ministry, right?
I want to say this is church folks. We do know what that means. We make everything look good because we think we're making God look good, but we a mess.
A whole mess.
A whole hot mess.
Okay? So because of my discernment, like I wasn't going to be continuing to get up in front of these folks because at first, I was told by the other women of God, well, you just gotta push through, you know what I'm saying? You
pray your way
through it, what y'all do behind closed doors, is behind closed doors. To a certain degree, I get it, but on another certain degree, you cannot be out here bleeding on people.
No, you can't.
And that is why there are so many broken Christians and believers and non-believers that don't even want to believe. That's why they're broken. Because you have the church hurt. You have people that are not being real out here. So I said, I am no longer going to play with you.
Yeah. So what you
because we ain't like this ain't that out here. Like we going through it. Like we need the counseling. We need some counseling. We need a covering. We didn't have no covering. Like we out
you
here.
gotta have that covenant and that covering, baby.
You have to. Like we're out here in these streets. We're doing outreach. We're touching so many different people and
but there's no outreach in the home.
There's no outreach in the home. And when you did try to outreach in the home, it was so forceful, because again,
it was almost like a routine.
Still ain't had time to heal.
Yeah.
So I'm dealing with all these different emotions, but you don't see me. Right? So now I'm buried. So when the accusations come, where the place I was, because I was getting there, okay? I was getting there. I was in my word because I'm like, I got to be praying for my husband, Lord. I got to be praying for us. So I'm getting there. So I'm building my faith at this time. I'm building myself spiritually at this time. So now I know what to do. But we're so gone on. What I do don't even matter to him. He don't see. And then that's when I understood what spiritual warfare was. And someone that was operating under spiritual warfare. Because it's nothing that I did. I couldn't pray right. I couldn't talk right. If I said any little thing, it would just, like, the horns would come out. And I was just like, what did I say? I just said, let me pray for you, But it was so, like, we were just like that. Boom, boom, boom. So the accusations, when the accusations hit, I was put in this place, because again, I am a mother and I'm a wife, but I am a mother and I have young girls. So I've never said that their mother shouldn't feel how she should have felt. Because she is a mother, period. Like if your children come to you and say this, that, and the other thing, yes, you as a mother, first instinct, you supposed to be with your kids.
Like, let me investigate this. Let me figure out what's going on.
Absolutely, but it's the manner. Because we were all they attended our church. They attended our church. They came to our house. We've counseled them. We fed. We did what we were supposed to do in their time of need. So if he a lot of times when someone's a sexual predator, especially when it's involving children, like that's something that's been done came out. Like that ain't just something that started. So I'm on, at that point, I'm just like, okay, but if he did this, why did you continue to allow them to come? Why were y'all still coming to the church? Why were they still allowed to come to our home? Why? You know what I'm saying? Because they were just there. We had a whole program, getting the church ready. They were there. So when the accusations hit me, like I was just so thrown. I was
Mhm.
so confused as
Mhm.
to what
This is
happened.
overwhelming. And then, like you said,
Yeah,
you've
it
been
was
sitting on,
so
we counseling, we doing
much.
all of this, and you hear that we
Yeah.
hear this. It's like, wait a minute, when did
Yeah.
it have time to happen? I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. It's almost like
Yes.
you're shocked. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he's
Mhm.
a man that has always loved children. You know, not just my children. You got my nieces, my nephews. We got the camp babies. You
Mhm.
know, one time we had like 15 kids at our house doing camp. So if these accusations happen, like there had to have been signs that I would have seen way before.
Not to
You
accuse you
know?
of anything, but
Yeah.
you, I just gonna throw this out here because you said at some point you were going through, your marriage was broken and
Mm-hmm.
you was not healed. Could have been possible. Not, like I said, I'm not judging, I'm not blaming, I'm just
Yeah.
throwing questions what people want to know.
Mm-hmm.
So could you have been blindsided, just focusing on your own stuff, your own trauma, that you could have missed something? Do you think that could have happened? Like I said, I'm not taking sides. I wasn't there. Don't know. I'm just doing, like, when
Yeah.
you're reading an article and you're just hearing what you're
Yeah.
saying. Could that have been possible? Not to,
Right.
like I said, I don't have no dog in the fight. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave that up to God. I was not there. God was
Exactly.
there. It's
Mm-hmm.
they side, his side, and everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I'm
it.
just asking, like, what a, as the
Mhm.
conversation is going. So I just don't want you to think I'm placing judgment.
No,
Because
no,
what
no,
I
no,
heard
no.
was like, sometimes I'm like, could there have been a red flag and you missed
Mhm.
it?
Right.
And I don't want you to blame yourself if it's
No,
something you
no.
could have missed. But
No, listen, when I
Mhm.
tell you, I don't blame myself for
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah,
You know, I'm
thank
cool.
God. Yes.
But I'm not. I just don't feel like
Mhm. That it
like
was anything.
yeah,
Mhm.
because I mean I'm still aware.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I might be a little broken and still a little unhealed, but I'm still aware.
Still aware.
You
Mhm.
know, because if I'm not aware of something, then my kids will be out here all over the place. No, I still know what's happening around me.
Okay.
And then I'm questioning, okay, you over here, da da da, because there's other things that happen in our
Mhm.
marriage, but I just still never felt like that's just something, but again, it is always three sides,
Yeah.
and I'm going to stick to that. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I'm not, it's three sides to every story. It's they side, his side, and it's God's side.
Mhm.
Like God really knows really what transpired. So when I freed myself from that,
Mhm.
like you got to deal with that
Yeah.
because you put me as your wife in this position. First of all, why did you do that?
Mhm.
Why did you create that? And we've had our talks about that, but when we talk about faith, when we talk about healing,
Mhm.
when we talk about forgiveness,
Yeah.
when you forgive someone, then you no longer, like, it ain't, so what he did to me,
Mhm.
like, it don't even affect me. It doesn't affect me because I am healed from that. Like, so he's still, he got he's innocent in Tennessee.
Mhm.
He's still doing the charges in Kentucky.
Okay.
So he has the trial, hopefully that will be done. But I just pray. I just
Mhm.
pray.
For wholeness and healing for everybody's
yeah,
side.
on everybody, because everybody's affected.
Yeah.
Just not me. Yes, I was the wife at that time, but I ain't the only one that was affected. You
Mhm.
have those young ladies
Yeah.
that were affected. You have a church family that was affected.
Mhm.
You got family that was affected. Like you got people, and he's affected.
Yeah.
He is. So,
And I want to talk to my chat right now. So all my people in the chat, I want y'all to keep it all the way 100 for a second. Have you ever been in a situation where you honestly didn't know who to believe, what to believe? Maybe someone you love, someone you trusted was accused of something, and your heart said one thing, but the facts and the gossip and the headline said another. I need y'all to give me some heart emojis out there, or stamp it in the chat. Or you can even put been there so Tiana knows she's not alone, people. Do we have any questions or any comments in the chats? So I just need y'all to let me know what y'all feel, because this is real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people don't understand. These are real life. That's why I say real talk, real people, relevant conversations.
Yeah.
We never know what somebody's going through and how they get through it.
No.
Like I tell people all the time, this is not a judgment zone over here.
Right.
This is about real life, real spiritual warfare, as she said before, in the middle of real life relationships.
That's it.
And we have to pay attention, and we have to
Mhm.
know that we're not alone. Just hearing somebody's story is inspiring, it's encouraging to say, baby, you can come out too. It's brighter on the other side.
Right.
Listen to her perspective.
Yeah.
She wasn't easily broken. Yeah, she said that there was some brokenness in the relationship and some trauma she brought in. You see how she took accountability. That's the kind of stuff that I be wanting people to see. She didn't play the blame game. Oh, he did. No. Was we quick to hear, oh, when I was in this marriage, it did like how it didn't go right because of somebody else. What did you do? What did you bring to it?
Yeah. Yeah, and we got to be careful.
Yes.
You know, we have to look at things in a much deeper view. And I'm gonna say this: what God allowed me, y'all, and because again, you know, I saw some of the headlines, but I didn't see everything everybody saw. Like God literally had shielded me from a lot of the articles, you know, they were like, man, Tiana, they was on there wearing you. Wow, they were saying, yeah, the wife knew and blah, 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 blah. But I was just like, you know what? I didn't see none of that. I didn't see none of that because when it happened, I literally had to break away. I had to get to myself. I had to cut cut my ears off. I had to, and it wasn't because I was trying to ignore it. No, I needed to know what God wanted me to do at that point. Because again, it's spiritual warfare. And if you don't know what spiritual warfare is, then guess what? You cannot simply understand when somebody's going through it. So when I'm going through that, I had to cut the chatter out.
Yep.
I had to, no, I don't want to see that. No, I'm not looking at news feeds. I'm not looking at what's on Facebook because they're like, did you see the videos that they posted? No, I ain't seen none of that. The only thing that I saw or heard rather is what others were trying to tell me. That's it. Because I did not want to. Like I had to stay, mutual. And I had to be very careful because, like I said, I'm a mother.
I just had to stay. Of course, we all on social media, so we see stuff going down the timeline. And I was just like, I'm gonna pray for both parties. I don't know. Only thing I tell people is I don't do all that comment because it could be you. That song, "My Life, Your Entertainment," it could be you next. Somebody judging you.
Yeah.
Your family could be going through something. There's a lot of y'all.
Yeah.
And I see it all the time that y'all out here commenting, but then when them tables turn, I done seen it where your family's in the headline and you like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking. You want to defend something, tell somebody to stay out of it. And some of y'all be in a lot of comments. And then I've been seeing it when it hits your family. You don't like it.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people.
It's okay when you do it.
But when it hits your family, because baby, y'all know
got a problem.
I'm not here to say call out nobody, do nothing, but I just want, this is just a reminder that it could be my family next. It could be your family next. Watch how you put your mouth on people.
Yeah. And you gotta be.
The news is gonna do what they do because it's their job to report however they report, however they flip it and flop it, do whatever.
Yeah.
Like we've all seen. Like I said, I was on social media during that time, still on social media, and you could see it where it did. At one point, it was saying like he was fleeing and he went. I don't know. Yeah. Like I tell you, I didn't get in it. All I know what to do is when I see anybody, whether I know you or not, what I'm gonna do is just say, God, I'm going to say a quick prayer over and I'm stepping out because it can't consume my life because I ain't got no dog in the fight. But we got a comment. Go right ahead.
All right. This is from Sean Cheryl.
Hi, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
I'm so proud of my friend standing in with God through it all. You are so strong. Some people do have ill intentions as well, but God knows.
That's it. I love that. Because God do know.
Yep.
And like I said, I try to stay neutral. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that at that time that was my husband. But yes, that was my husband. But we were going through stuff. Like we were already a rocky. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is my husband over here. Okay, but now, we got these allegations over here, and I'm just like, okay, Tiana, okay, God, listen. Like what do I do right here? And God says, be silent. So that's why you never saw me coming on social media trying to defend the situation because it wasn't my situation to defend.
Right.
I wasn't accused. I wasn't a part of it, regardless of what. I had nothing to do with that. If anything, I was trying to bring peace in the midst of that situation. I offered to come and for all of us to just talk this thing through before it went out to social media or to all these other platforms. Like, let's handle it the right way. Yes, you as a mother is supposed to handle it like you're supposed to handle it. But in the way of God, you bring your ought to one another. And that is how we should have tried to handle it. Not make excuses about it, but no, let's see what happened.
Let's get to the
fact. What facts do you have? And that was not, you only had one fact. And that didn't really prove a lot. That's why Tennessee ruled it out, because that didn't hold anything. But there was no other facts, no other evidence. You know what I'm saying? That those accusations that they stated was true.
So let me ask you this. Did you ever feel like your credibility as a woman of God was under attack? Like people wouldn't just side out on your husband, but started questioning you too. How did you navigate still being faithful to the call on your life when the connection to your partner was falling? Like, you still in this church.
Right.
You still got this family. So I'm assuming y'all still showing up for church. So what did that feel like? What were you going through?
So, I ain't never been a person that cared about what other folks say. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, what you gonna do? Like, I've always had that. Like, I don't care about what you think. I know who I am. I know me. So I ain't really never cared about that. But I do care how God looks at me. So, I had to reevaluate my whole self at that point. Like, what didn't I do? What did I, da. And then God had to remind me, like, you are good. So I never cared about, people are going to look at me this way because he did that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, and I'm going to stand hold to that. Like, what his unwise decisions at that moment may have caused don't have an effect on me as his wife at that time.
So you never felt like you had to suffer in silence to protect any of the image, just like I'm just going to keep suffering inside and just put on it. So it's never a put on a face like, but I'm out here dying, God. Like sometimes, as we talked about how Christians do, so it was never, I commend you for that. Because what I'm saying, how you suffering in silence, that is real good. You going through this, because just imagining what I'm thinking is you're going through this hell privately, but showing up smiling, posting, when I say posting scripture, don't necessarily have to be on social media, but just however you're daily posting. And meanwhile, the world is imploding with all of this behind the scenes.
I am in my presence of God. So that's where I was. I literally was hidden. And I've always been that person too. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. Like, no, don't, oh my God, Tiana, no. Like, I didn't want that. So I had to put on that strong. Like, honestly, it was my kids and that I had to calm down. Because they were more riled up than I was.
So how was your mental state during this time? Did it take a toll on your mental health?
Honestly, no, it did not. Qiana, it really did not, because like I said, like I had already started the process of building me spiritually, because I knew that warfare was happening. So, when you get more in the word of God, the word of God strengthens you, right? So God was already he was already preparing me behind the scenes for such a time as that. But I didn't know that at that time. But now that I look at it, I'm like, he had already started preparing me spiritually. So that's why, I could step out the picture frame and look at the bigger picture.
Because he had already
He
shielded,
had
because she already put
already-
that whole armor. You already put on the armor of God. Because when you got that
listen.
armor of God on you,
Yes.
and you knew, like you said,
Yeah.
wait, let me just go back.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do it to y'all now. I ain't gonna preach to y'all now. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this.
Yeah.
When you got the armor of God and that wholeness, when you can listen to him, you was obedient. Let's go back. She said,
oh, that's good.
she was very obedient. He told her, shut your lips. I'm saying it my way. But he told her to be silent, is what she heard God say. But I said, shut your lips. So she shut them lips, y'all. And you see what happened? He gave her the shield.
Yep.
And it wasn't to go fight with this mouth and try to defend herself. Y'all gonna get it one day when you're going through something and God tell you to shut your mouth. Because your silence is golden, people.
Yes, it is.
And I said I ain't gonna preach tonight. I ain't, because it's all about Tiana. But y'all know how I get down off here. Silence is golden. Everything doesn't require response, people.
Yeah, and what's understood don't have to always be explained.
Because we always want to explain stuff and defend. No, when God has told you what to do, he's giving you the tool. That armor. And once you got that, you don't need nobody else. You don't need a care to go defend something. And what was the comment?
The comment, well, I'm just going to do part of the comment. Okay. The strength that comes out of Tiana is unmatched. And she handled it like a pro, as she always does. God always has her covered.
Yeah, God.
Be still and let God.
Yes, I tell people, let it go. Let God do his job.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because, and we don't talk about this as believers, we're taught, to forgive. But forgiveness doesn't always mean that we reconcile with people. And it definitely doesn't mean you stay in environments that damages your peace.
Come on.
So how did you process forgiveness in this situation?
Let me tell you how I process. I listen. So God had me, because I I'm telling y'all everything. I had to follow the process as God told me.
Due time.
So he got incarcerated, right? Because again, they located him in Michigan, back in his hometown, in which he had my car at that time. So I had to go all the way to Michigan and get my car, well, Breon's car, my son, get the car, bring it back, and all of that, right? So he incarcerated, still battling spiritually. So like he is like crazy. He going crazy in there. And so I still have to be reserved, still encouraging him. Now this man, and again, no, because we're now very cordial, so I'm open to talk. But he was at me, y'all. He was talking like, how are you talking crazy behind the jail cell type stuff?
Somebody that's trying to uplift
you and still trying to be the wife, because I'm still your wife. You know what I'm saying? So like, I still have a position to hold. Is what God reminded me. Better
or for
worse, through sickness and in health. Okay, so I still had to put money on commissary, doing this, doing that, uplifting him, and he was talking dog ragged to me. Do you hear me? Many times I say, don't call my phone no more. Like, until you can respect me, because again, I'm not here. I'm not the reason.
Right.
But you're gonna respect, like I'm going there, hang up, and then every time that he would do me wrong and with his words or his mouth, he gets put in the hole. And we wouldn't talk for like 2 weeks, 3, 4 weeks. So what God showed me was, I gotta get him to his self. And I gotta now start working on him. So, you gotta, I try to always look at it, okay, God is doing, like, God is doing his thing with him.
And he'll force it. Sometimes he like, now look, I don't put somebody here to help you out. Trying to give you a lifeline, but you're trying to damage the lifeline I gave you, and I'm not going to let him. One thing God ain't going to let you do is damage the help that he's giving you.
Yeah. And we knew the marriage was over. And the before he got incarcerated, he even said that I know our season is up. And I was like, oh, okay, but I'm just like, no, if God put us together,
you trying to make it. Let me say
we
this.
gotta work this out now.
Tiana, somewhere right now, there's probably a woman sitting in the dark, silently suffering through betrayal, confusion, and public embarrassment.
Right.
She loves God. She's trying to hold on, but she's exhausted, and she doesn't know if she has permission to let go. If she's listening right now, what would you say to that woman?
Wow. What would I say to that woman? That I would say God will always give you the peace that surpasses all understanding.
Yes, my God.
When I got my final out with him, when it was done, and they ain't got nothing to do with these accusations, and I want to put this out here on these platforms. His accusations had nothing to do with our divorce. Our divorce was over way before these accusations. So when God gave me that peace and said, you have done all that you can do. I really got the rest. Because you hold up other people's blessings when you stay too long. Okay? And if you do not remove yourself, when God say remove, now I had to stay, and you can ask God, well, God, why you have me stay this long? Because I had to show him, right? So when he gave me my out, and oh my God, he fought it. Oh, he was God had to incarcerate him again before we got our divorce. So we got our divorce while he was incarcerated. He had to get him in a place because he wasn't signing the papers. He just like, no, because he was still trying to hold on, and you're only doing it for selfish intent at this point, because you think that by us still being married, like it's gonna, ease up on you, with this whole case. No, God said, no, I got to strip you from everything so that I can show you. It ain't got nothing to do with her. It ain't got nothing to do with them. It got something to do with me. So God had to release me. And when he released me, them papers were signed. Then guess what? 2 months after, wasn't it? A month after, I think. Then he got his verdict of not guilty in Tennessee.
I need
obedience is better
than sacrifice.
Oh,
you done stirred something up in my spirit. Hold on. Keita know when I get like this, y'all, my listeners know, I'm finna drop a gem. My spirit is over here talking to me. Elevation requires separation. You was talking to my spirit. Good. And sometimes God, y'all, will rip that thing.
Rip it.
But you trying to get I thought I had my super glue still up here. You trying to get that super glue and put it back together. Stop it.
Yep.
Stop trying to repair it. Once God has ripped that thing, he has spoken.
Yeah.
When I say God has spoken.
Yeah.
Elevation requires separation.
And you got to be open enough to hear God.
Y'all better stamp it out there in the chat.
I'm not just saying hearing God with your ears, but hearing God with your heart.
Your heart.
Right?
Unharden your heart.
The abundance of the what?
Yes, the heart.
The mouth speaks. So it's not that. Look. Come
on, take us to church.
Oh, Jesus. You
see, my spirit done rose up, and I was like, I got to tell them what God is over here telling me about. Come on, take us, baby. I don't care. We can go there because, baby, I go there with the people. They know I'll get the preaching in a minute.
Yeah, you have to know when God says, it is time. It is time. It's time for both of us. Like we did what we were supposed to do in that season. There were some lives that changed in that season because of the position that God has had us in. It might have ended bad.
And with the anointing that you all had and the oil that was running off of you.
Yeah.
See, can't nobody take that from you in those seasons when you're ready to help somebody.
Come on now.
Ooh, let me listen, we're going to talk about that oil. See, a lot of times we want to judge the person that's giving the message. And that's how y'all out here missing your blessing. Y'all don't understand it.
No,
but you're gonna understand it one day.
Yeah,
you gonna. But that's what I was talking about. You still had to go do ministry. That's why I asked you that question.
Yeah,
but you wasn't easily broken, and I like that because you were still on assignment. God said you're gonna show up. You gonna do what you have to do, despite what they say, because you are here to save lives, no matter what. You're here to bring them to my kingdom.
And but God also had me in a place where I couldn't go just anywhere.
Yes.
Like, let's talk about that. I couldn't go just anywhere. God had to literally put, hey,
order my
this
steps.
person needs you. This person needs it. And I couldn't go where Tiana wanted to go. I had to go where he wanted me to go. So I want to go just kind of go back just a little bit. In the season that Larry and I was in, like, even though, like I said, it ended, not so well with our divorce, it was the fruit that produced in the times that we were together. The people that we met that's a blessing, they're all doing amazing. They have a relationship with God. Again, they don't just have religion. Their relationship with God is booming. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing people that are doing so much better. So our season was our season. And then when our season was up, it was up, and it's okay. Seasons change every 3 months or so. But when you done what you're supposed to do in that season,
that's right.
Like, God is glorified, and we are on earth to glorify Him, not them.
Damn. Say that one more time.
We are on this earth, to glorify Him and not them.
Woo, y'all better stamp it in the chat. Stamp it, hard emojis, whatever you got to do, because we are dropping real life gems over here. Whew. So what's the one truth you wish someone would have told you when you were in the thick of it?
In the thick of that situation?
The truth in the situation.
Golly. I guess one truth, if that somebody
could have just told you, somebody could have spoken, like, you now that you look back at it, because you were pouring out into people, but if somebody could have poured into you, what did you want that to look like, or what could that have looked like for you?
I would say for the church, like, what I saw in that time, the church. Can I just go there?
Oh, yeah, you can go there. Look, we real talk, real people, relevant conversations. Nothing is off limits.
So I did find that the church,
and I like how we have to do the church
looked at me instead of, how can I pray for you? How can I pray for y'all? There were only certain people. Like, everybody was, I don't want to be involved. I don't want to, taboo, like, I don't want to be associated with that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm associated with him, they gonna think I'm messing with the church, So I wish that wouldn't have happened, because the church is supposed to be for the hurt,
the broken,
the sick,
the lost.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm so like I am about church. Like, I don't want to be involved with no church, no building, no people that do not have the heart of Christ. Because I have the heart of Christ. I had to love Him through the disrespect, the infidelities. Okay, that's just the accusations but we ain't gonna talk about the infidelities that happened. Like, they were real. They happened. You know what I'm saying? Infidelities, altercations between us, the lying, you know what I'm saying? There was so much stuff done. And me as his wife, not saying that I had to take it or eat it, but I had to love him through that. I had to love him through the hardship. And if we have people more of God's people to stop looking at a perfect man or a perfect pastor. You know, like we was on this platform. So yes, there was you a pastor, like you, there is a
hierarchy, but
we're still human. Like we're not perfect. We're gonna mess up. We're gonna not make the best decisions, but don't look down on the people of God because they step out of line. You pray for them. That's why I'm always careful not to put in my mouth.
And that's, you see what I said? Don't put no mouth, and not just the people. Put your mouth on anybody. Start praying. Learn how to pray before you just start chatting off at the mouth. Because a lot of us we chat off at the mouth, and you don't know. Like I said, it could be your story next, your family, and then you're gonna want somebody praying for you.
That's it.
So after everything, to marriage, grief, scandal, shame, starting over, did you ever look in the mirror and think, maybe it's me? Like maybe I attract pain. Maybe I don't know how to choose love. Maybe something's wrong with me. Did you ever what's the word I'm looking for? Internalize the chaos and started questioning your own? Like I said, I know you know your worth, but at some point as humans, you know, our flesh, we're gonna talk about the flesh. Did that flesh did you ever have any confrontation with your flesh?
There was a point where I did, you know, I had to ask God, like, why do I keep attracting these type of spirits?
The spirits,
you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it about me that attracts these type of spirits? You know what I'm saying? And God always reminded me, it's my heart. You know, I have a heart for people. You know, and not just, you know, I mean, any people, you know what I'm saying? I believe that God gives us many chances. You know what I'm saying? Like when someone is not their very best, you know, I try to encourage them to be the best version. Like I always looked at the good in folk. And they could be just cat raggedy. Like, but I'm just like, guess what? Tomorrow's a new day. Like if you didn't get it right yesterday, baby, you got today. Look, God gave you, you know, everything you need to get up today. So guess what? You got another chance. Like, let's get it. Somebody had to do that for me.
Yeah, so that's how people speak life into people all the time. We all are human. We all go through, so we all have flaws. You may today, I might be in a bad mood and you might get the bad version of me. But don't count me out.
That's it, right.
Come to me and say, Sister Qiana, I don't know what your spirit and your flesh was doing today. But it wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
And then so maybe I can check and be like, oh, I wasn't aware that I did that. Sometimes we're not aware. You're going through so much life, work, all the pain, all this heaviness in these bags that we carry, this baggage. And sometimes you don't know that you done bled off on somebody else. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. Glad you said that. Now I need to check myself.
Another thing is you got to want to be helped.
Oh, yes, that part.
You know, people can reach for you all day long, but if you don't want to be helped, like some people just like to be broken. They okay with being broken because brokenness gets them attention.
Attention.
And so when you have that mindset change, right, and that heart change, right, you then be like, you know what? No, I don't want to be this way. I had a moment like I didn't want to be mad. I didn't want to be upset. Yeah, that did hurt me. Like you pinch somebody, it hurts. You know, but you know, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be angry. I have children. And not just, I have one boy, I have 3 girls. But then I have a village, right? So if I am encouraging these young women and young ladies to keep going, to keep pushing, to be overcomers, how am I not being an overcomer? How am I not pushing through the hardships and the tragedies? Am I human? Yes. Then you take your time, you sit back, you analyze, you revisit, you regroup, and then you get back up and you keep it pushing.
Amen.
Because how can we say we God's people? We have what God has for us if we want to give up every time life hit us. Life gonna be lifing. And when life be lifing, then you got to be guiding because God is bigger. He created life. Okay,
in the beginning. You hear me say, I'm going to take it back to Genesis. In the beginning. Because God started in the beginning.
Yes, he did.
So I'm going to say this. Oh, let me ask you this. So how every day? How do you remind yourself that you're still whole, that you're still worthy, and that you're still called? Because life, you said life happens, and we know. So how do you just, what is your affirmations or your reminder?
Jeremiah 29 and 11.
I think that's my scripture. I know the plans ain't not the right scripture.
The plan.
Baby, I know my back.
I have for you the plans to prosper you.
Come on with it.
You create. Listen, he created me before, like, I was in my mother's womb. So again, when you have, this is when I say, if I can say anything to my non-believers or the ones whose faith has not matured yet, if I can just encourage you, when you have Jesus, you have everything that you need. And God kept reminding me, you have everything that you need. Like, there's nothing that you're lacking. And then guess what? I said, well, I'm going to try you, God, then. God wants you to try him, so I did that. I had to try him for myself. You cannot know anything if you don't try for yourself. That's even with a relationship.
Yes.
You don't even know how your partner is, or if the relationship gonna work if you don't try it.
Ooh, yes.
Like, how do you know if something gonna work if you don't try? I tried them for myself. I was flat tail broke. After our situation. I didn't have money like that. I wasn't a 6-figure woman at that time. I was a $45,000, maybe $50,000 woman trying to make it. Had a rent that was $2,000, taking care of these kids. I got my daughters, I got my son, now my babies is having babies. I wasn't balling like that. But then God said, try me. And it's like the windows of heaven opened up for me. Contracts just started falling my way. Like, people calling me because they done heard my name mentioned. So if that ain't God, so how I go from that to now being 6 figures?
He gonna make a way.
Like, come on, that's all God. God says that I will give you everything
the size of your heart
that you lost. I'm gonna restore it back to you.
Woo! That the locust ate up.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. He's gonna restore everything back to you, and he's not that he just restore it. He multiplied it.
Yes. Because
he gave me more than enough. And guess what? He's still adding. And that's what. Now he's still multiplying. He's still multiplying in this time.
Oh my God!
So you gotta try him for yourself.
Yes.
If you
let me say this, because I always got to stop right there. Now, when we say try him, like I make it real plain for the people. And you correct me if I'm wrong, but sometimes when we say try him and we hear, like she said, 6 figures, he might not make you 6. You got to be obedient with what he wants you to be. And you can't be mad at, but you got to put in the work. That's why I say, let me stop. When we tell these testimonies, you see, she had to go through something, because he going to put you through the fire to see if you're ready to make gold. Let me tell you. See, because I'm sorry if stopping this interview, but I'd like to be transparent with people, because we hear sometimes to the non-believer, they reach up and grab it. And I'm from that generation. You may be too. From where we just thought we was gonna reach up and grab a blessing. Baby, now it don't work like that.
God,
you can't just reach up. Now back in the day, it did. That was, like I said, I'm not knocking nobody's preaching. I set up under that preaching and that teaching. And this, I'm just telling y'all what I heard. I'm not blaming no pastor, but for some reason, growing up, I just thought, man, my life, I was going to reach up and say, God, I need this. He was going to give. Now, he said, you've got to show yourself approved. Because too much is given, much is required. She done had a lot on her shoulders, baby.
My God.
And see, I be ready to... Okay, Qiana, you gotta sit still. I'm sorry, I gotta talk to myself.
That's the fire,
all this up. Because it's an episode, I forgot that episode, but baby, I was recording in the studio. I told the whole studio. I just got up. But y'all don't understand it. I'm trying to help y'all. Because I don't know if you was brought up like I was brought up. Then you see all this, what's the word I'm looking for? Prosperity, preaching and teaching. And we think we gonna get it. No, you got to put in the work. God got to know that you obedient, you faithful, and you gonna put in the work. You can't go in. I can't expect the blessing that Tiana got. Because you want to know why? I don't even know if I'm built enough to be obedient. I'm going to tell the truth. Baby, because I tell the truth over here. I don't know. If when God told me to keep ministering to my husband when I was going through all that, I was going to probably be the saint that said, now, God, I don't know if you got the right person, because you know I don't like him right now. And my name is plastered up all of this stuff. And I'm probably going to call my mama in here, and we finna be ready to roll out. I'm just going to tell you the kind of saint I am. I think I'm like the Peter. I'm ready to still cut her. Ooh, let me stop. Okay. Let me stop. See, y'all don't understand it. See, that's what I'm saying. But see, she kept her cool and her calm. I don't know. What God, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that right now.
And I'm gonna tell you this: you want to, God already told me. He gave me my orders, right? And also, it just ain't about me. I had to look that it is bigger than me, because if I get riled up, I got 2 daughters that go from 0 to 100 in a second, right? So now I got them involved, and then I got, I'm still Mama Tiana to his children. So now that they're involved, now my brother's involved. Like I got friends and I got family. I got everybody just ready to ride.
Ooh,
so the minute that I react in a bad way, then everybody's gonna react in a bad way. And then what does that do?
Create a train reaction of negativity. I get what it do. I'm just saying I don't know if but baby, I'm gonna let you touch my head and anoint thy head with oil, baby, because baby, I'm gonna need it. But I want to say this,
Lord,
to the women out there, or just to the men, just whoever out there. You don't stop being worthy because someone mishandled you.
Come on.
You don't stop being called because life embarrassed you. You don't stop being whole because your heart got cracked open in front of everybody and their mama.
So good.
Who? So I asked you again. Who told y'all wasn't worthy out here?
Yeah. That's so good.
Because as Tiana said, it sure wasn't God. Because God already had that calling on your life. You heard what she said earlier. Let me see some hearts, some stamp it in the checks. Woo! So Tiana, after all that grief, that betrayal and public pain, you still chose love. You could have closed your heart for good.
Right.
You could have said, never again, child, get somebody else to do it. But you said, you was like, I'm gonna be open to love again with them little puppy doll eyes. She just stopped blinking them lashes. So, what gave you the courage to believe that love was still possible and safe for you again with Mr. Maurice Benford?
Yes.
Or what y'all call him?
Mo.
Okay, Mo.
That's my Mo. That's my husband.
And how did you know your now husband was not just another, let's call it another chapter in your life, but a different kind of story? Tell me about that.
I would say, let me just say, I never lost love. And that's why love always found me over and over and over again. Because I never gave up on love. Like, I am love. Love covers, right? The word of God. Again, when the word is in you, it's gonna come out you. The word covers. So when my husband now, Mo, when Mo and I, and let me paint this picture for y'all.
Okay, paint it for me.
Mo and I had a brief interaction in 2015.
Okay.
2015 is when I married my second husband.
Okay.
So both of them are in the gospel rap community. So they
know each other.
They know of each other through the community. Okay. They wasn't homies.
Okay.
While we out here on this platform.
Well, you see, I was trying to get you because we our ears hear what they want
to hear. Listen, they were not homies. They only operated in the same community as gospel rappers, and it's a big broad community. He didn't come over my house and chop it up with us. He didn't eat with us. I didn't go to his or whatever. He was married. I was married, and that was what it was. So they were at an event. together by another mutual friend of ours. She invited them to the a youth event, youth carnival or whatever. So he was rapping. The only exchange that we had was, how you doing? That's it. So back it up. So 2023 hits. January was my official, I'm out, I'm done. Divorce papers will be at the courthouse, at the court, because I told y'all he was still incarcerated. I need you to get them signed so we can go on with our lives. I will support you through. And let me back up. I also told him I would support you through his whole trial until it's all done, because at that time I was still your wife, and it's still my due diligence to go through this process, because I know, what's happening. So everything was fine, whatever. February came, I went to Sarah Jakes. She came to Memphis. And a sister girl of mine, Sharonda Clark, love her. She was like, "Hey T, you want to go to the conference, Sarah Jakes? I love Sarah Jakes, and went there, and man, got poured into. And again, y'all, I'm not looking for another husband, a boyfriend. At this point, I'm rediscovering Tiana. I'm getting back to me. So however that looked like, I had got back into ministry, started getting singing, doing praise and worship, just loving on Qiana. I was dating myself. I took myself on dates. I went to the movies by myself. I went to dinner by myself. I did everything by myself. And I reestablished my connection with my children. So, because you gotta remember, Autumn at this time is like 14, I believe. So she is becoming into her womanhood. My baby was going through some stuff, so I had to reach out and grab her. And I had to, start dating her, getting my son in position, because now he's about to graduate. So I took that time for me and my babies. Honestly, I wasn't looking for nothing. So went to Sarah Jake, she poured, Sharonda poured into me, and here comes a DM. Now, mind y'all,
you was in a DM.
Listen, y'all. That that DM stuff. That's that new age stuff. I'm old school.
What you do? What is this?
Right? I'm old school. Like, I meet you outside at the gas station. Look, riding down, trying to go to work. I was like, this is a thing. Is what I'm asking. And so I normally, because I do, and I normally ignore that, because I'm not that deep. I'm not that. Look, it was something. He DM'd me twice. The first one I didn't answer. I ignored him. March the 11th.
Oh, she know the date.
I do. I was getting ready to do my first tax tax training.
Okay.
So I was getting prepared. I was at Office Depot. Y'all can tell y'all everywhere I was. I was at Office Depot, printing off my materials. So the kids are gonna help me put my little stuff together. I had to go to the hair store because I started wearing lashes. Okay.
See, I told you lashes. Didn't I tell you? See, I be knowing what I be talking about. I got that discernment too now.
I'm getting my lashes, picking out my lashes, and then I hear ding.
That's the DM.
That's the DM.
That's the DM, yeah.
I pulled up his picture. And you know how you take the photo and you make it big? And I was just like, I took a kind of.
What you like? I know who this is, or what you kind of like?
Nah, I really know. I still don't really know.
Okay, I thought you just kind of knew him from.
Because when I first encountered with him, he was a heavier guy.
Okay.
And so I didn't know him. I didn't know who he was.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, he's nice, And so I was just like, hey, how are you? How you doing? Or whatever. And he was just like, I know you, or something like that. What
y'all, he in the room.
He in the room,
yeah. What you look like a wife?
Oh yes.
Wait a minute.
He did.
Wait. Time out. Hold on.
Yes, you did.
Can you come over here? Look, don't follow nothing. Just come. Can you come? Wait. Can Can you come this
well,
way?
sorry.
Can you duck and
Yeah.
don't knock nothing over? We ain't,
No, I ain't
look,
gonna
you ain't filing my insurance.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the
This
husband.
is my husband.
Never mind, you ain't in the frame.
I don't need to be in the frame. I'm good.
It's
They hear my voice.
okay.
You ain't in the frame.
But
It's
look,
all
come
good.
on,
It's
come
all
on.
Look
good.
at face, babe.
Okay,
What's up,
show the
guys?
people your face, but I just want to show that the supportive husband is here.
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Um,
Now, okay, then tell me what you said.
I said you look like a wife.
You look like a wife. I like it. My husband didn't tell me that. He stalked me, but okay, come on.
And she said, I guess we called each other, and she said, I am, but it's complicated.
Ooh, wait
So
a
I was
minute.
like,
Can he just talk to me? I like his voice. Look, I didn't like the man voice.
And,
Y'all know how I do up here.
and,
Keep talking.
And she told me, so what did it for me was we was in the same space because I had been trying to date and nobody would date me because I was still legally married. And I'm like, oh, she's saying it's complicated. She must still be legally married. Because the reason I stumbled over her is because I saw selfies. I didn't see the husband.
Oh.
I was like, why is she taking pictures by herself, her kids, her grandkids?
Mm-hmm.
Something ain't adding up. The math ain't math.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You like, wait a minute.
This ain't
something.
And
Then you
and
figure
this is what I
complicated.
pray. I prayed a simple
Mhm.
prayer.
Ooh,
And then
tell us what that is.
I said, if she responds to this DM,
Mhm.
she my wife. She's my wife.
Come on, Linda. Come on, Linda. Y'all, he
I
ain't in the
simply
frame.
said a prayer, y'all.
Yes.
If she responds to my DM, she's my wife.
Yeah.
Rest is history.
And we took
You want to be right,
time.
Yes.
We did not see each other.
Mhm.
We did not FaceTime each other. Remember, he came in my DM.
Mm.
When we talked for a month and a half,
Mm-hmm.
phone.
Oh,
Old school.
old school. I
Yeah,
like that.
we
We did
did.
every single process.
Every single process. And it was amazing. And we got to know each other on another deeper level
Mhm.
than sexual, physical. No, where your mindset at, where your heart at. And what I
Mhm.
loved about him is that his heart,
Mhm.
even though he was going through that, he had already separated. Crazy thing, we both, when Polo got, when he left the home, I'll say that's when we separated, honestly.
Mhm.
That was in 2021.
Okay.
He separated from his former wife and also in 2021. So we actually was going through the same thing,
Almost at
the
the same
same
time,
time,
yeah.
but we did not know each other like that.
That makes
So how God connected us, he was still kind of trying to figure out his life plan type.
sense.
And so we wasn't even together. Like I prayed with him, and he prayed with me. I was getting my home at that time. I was first time home owner.
Okay, come on.
So I was going through that process, and I was just like, oh my God, if you're ever a first time homeowner, you know that process is
Oh,
so
yeah.
tedious. So not only was he praying me through it, I was praying him through his situation, and we just got a very close connection. And one thing that I was like, he is like me. Like our energy, our spirit was just alike. And that connection.
Let me ask you this, because
Boom.
oftentimes we talk
Okay.
about red flags.
Mhm.
What were the green flags that you knew, like, this time, this is real, it's different? 'Cause you know, we quick to say, oh, this red flag. Let's talk about green flags. We don't talk about them a lot.
The green flags, the thumbs up.
Yeah, like what made you be like, yeah, was it
Yeah.
the respect that he had for you as a person? Like, what did it look like?
He was very humble when he met me,
Okay.
very reserved.
Mhm.
So he didn't inappropriately touch me. Like he even asked, was it okay to hug me? You know, so that was a up, right?
Mhm.
Another thing is I'm family oriented.
Mhm.
So when we did encounter, went to my daughter's house and he engaged with my family.
Okay.
And then when I went to his family, like immediately we all engaged. So that was a big up. The way he loved on me. The way he it's the simple things. Like I don't need much. He gave me a big bag when we first got together. He brought me a bag, y'all. It had Cheeto puffs.
Come on.
It had some white cheddar Cheeto puffs, like a candle, because I love candles, and like a book, and a card.
And an oversized night.
And an oversized t-shirt.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
because I was like, I was smaller at that time. Remember I lost all that weight?
Yes.
And so I was into the big old t-shirt. So he had those items in there. It wasn't no money. It wasn't no let me go wine or dine you. Because again, like no, I do that for myself. You see what I'm saying? So I need to see where your heart at. Like I want your heart. That's it. Like I want to see where you at, so that's how we began our connection. And it just built from there.
So what are the red flags that you was like, okay, let me see if this is real? Because I know some of them red flags had to be like, let's just be real. I know you have to be like, let me make sure, because he checking these boxes. Were there any red flags that you was like,
can I say something? I only had one red flag, and it was fear that she would go back to her husband. That was a
that's
fear
deep right there.
That was a fear because I found somebody I really dig, and like I can be me. I don't gotta buy her. My job ain't gonna impress her. Me having vehicles ain't gonna impress her. Like me, I impressed her with my heart. So that was my only red flag for her. And once we made it through that, once she got that divorce paper, and again, and the thing was, when she got her divorce on March the 4th. I'll never forget it. I got mine June 28th. I put a ring on her August the 10th. I married her the next year. So
y'all just got
we got married 2 months ago.
Okay, that's what I was just gonna say.
But it feel like she's been my wife my whole life. Because she reminds me so much of my favorite woman. And everybody say their favorite woman is their mama. I love my mama. God knows that. My grandmama.
I knew it was gonna be different. I don't even know you, but I felt it. I was like,
she got her stature. She wears glasses like her. She keeps her hair done like her. She keeps the jewelry like my granny wore stuff like this. So when I'm peeping her, I'm like, my grandmother passed away 2021. So when I'm peeping her, I'm like, this is my gift from my grandmama, and I'll tell this on public. Ain't nothing I would do to ever hurt this woman. She's mine till I transition from earth to heaven. She's mine. Like people I say, don't mess it up.
Take care of my girl.
Don't mess what up. What am I gonna mess up? God sent her to me.
God sent it
purposely, and He found me.
Yeah, so
I didn't have to go looking for nothing. Like He found me. And if I would say a red flag for me, honestly, He really didn't have any red flags. Like he's awesome provider. I love how He loves His children. And that's big for me. You know what I'm saying?
So like, you have children prior to the Okay, so now y'all
I have 5 here and one in heaven. My daughter passed away in 2024.
Yeah. So like He didn't really have red flags because I had already I already said what I desire.
You put in the atmosphere with God, and God just added that thing going through.
So when He moved from Murfreesboro to Clarksville, He packed up and He came to Clarksville. He showed me that He was a God-sent man, because everybody can be a man. But He was a God-sent man, that provider, that protector, that priest, that pray for me. You're like, pray, cover. When I saw that, I was just like, this is what's up. And I love His respect for me. We ain't perfect, so when we have our heated fellowships, as He calls them,
heated fellowships. Give me a new word. I like that.
It's so in a humble. Like when He elevates, He'll just be like, baby, I'm so sorry. Like, but this is what I was trying to say. Like He always tries to make His wrongs right. And I do too. And that's how we work together. Yeah.
So if your life had a soundtrack, what would it sound like? Would it be gospel soap, a little trap, a little soul? And if you could add any artist, living or gone, to feature on it, who would you feature on it? And why would you pick them on that track?
Okay, so our soundtrack will be definitely Southern Soul.
Southern Soul. I like that.
Yes, sweetheart. Yes, that's Southern Soul, baby. It hits so home to us. And if I had a person to sing or whatever, it would be I would say Babyface.
Come on with the Babyface. You gonna collab with Babyface. Babyface, Tiana wanna collab. You know, I got some pull up. Don't your phone start ringing. You know. Babyface. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So what would the first title of the song be with you and Babyface?
It would be, I would say
like a song.
Love conquers all.
Love conquers. I was going to sit up here and write you a song. I ain't going to do it to the people because I start singing the song.
Love conquers
Tiana,
all.
thank you so much for sitting down with me today and letting us into your life, your journey, the grief, the headlines, the healing, and the hope. Your willingness to show up with honesty and grace reminds us that even in the messiest chapters, yes, the restoration is still possible. But before I let you go, let the listeners know where they can follow you for text. Y'all, she can get you right on. You taking new clients for Texas or what you doing?
So I am taking new clients. However, I am in the process of I am studying and getting ready to take my CPA examination.
Come on, CP. Come on. See, I told y'all this girl was the truth. Clap it up, hand emoji, and tell her good luck. Y'all send us some encouraging words.
Yes, thank y'all. I have been studying tirelessly over the last couple of months. I am due to take my first exam in February. So I right now very minimum clientele because my focus is on that so that I can be a better resource to the community, because again, it ain't just about the money for me. It's about getting into the community, educating our community on finances, amen, budgeting, saving, investing, learning how to make your money work for you, even while you sleeping, and just, providing that encouragement and that knowledge that we need in our community.
Yes, please get that CPA because I need
absolutely. So I want to be more
thing we got to talk about off the air.
He's so silly, but more knowledgeable. The CPA examination, is so dear to me. I've been trying to get it for years, but every time I get set, life happens. And what I love about my support is that he take, you're doing that. I got this. So having a great support system from him and my children, it has been amazing.
It means a lot.
It does.
Thank you again for taking the time out, because you could be home studying. Thank you, because people needed to hear this.
Yes.
That you can achieve. You see, she's still out here living life, making things happen. She didn't let anything slow her down. Thank you. And I got to give a shout out again to The Closet Experience, our sponsor. Go ahead and shop www.theclosetexperience.com and get your 10% off with code podcast. It's PODCAST. Now let's get into this real talk. Woo, family, what a conversation. Tiana reminded us today that storms we survive don't get the final say over who we become. She's lived through sudden loss, public scandal, private heartbreak, and yet she's still choosing to show up for love, for faith, and for herself. Here's the gem I want you to take with you. Pain will try to convince you that your story is over, but really, it's just the plot twist. Healing doesn't erase the headlines, but it rewrites the narrative to tell you about yourself. Somebody listening today needs to hear this. Stop letting your worst chapter keep you from your next one. Stop rehearsing the old hurt like it's the whole story. Your heartbreak isn't your identity. It's just part of your history. Woo, somebody gonna catch that. If this episode spoke to you, drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. Share it with somebody who's been carrying silent pain. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the I Am Qiana Scales YouTube channel. Until next time, keep your heart open, keep your faith rooted, and remember, your scars are proof that you survived. This isn't just a podcast, it's a whole movement, a safe space, a healing zone, and I want you in the room every single time we go live. So please, every time we go live. And finally, we're not done yet. I want you to stay right here on TikTok for live interactive chat. We are taking your questions, your comments, and your takeaways from today's episode for the next 15 minutes. We're going to keep it to about 10, 15 minutes because I guess got to go home and I got to go home. It's all about real talk with you on our TikTok. So y'all TikTok family, I'm about to come over there to you and we about to get down. So don't go anywhere. I can't wait to connect with you and everybody else. Thank you for chatting with us. Thank you, Tiana. Thank you to Listening Land, Facebook Live,
Love
YouTube,
you
all of
guys.
y'all. Yes, and we have to bring her back for some more inspiration.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here for it, y'all. I'm glad to share.
So TikTok, we're about to come over there to you. But TikTok, stay with me, TikTok. Stay with me, TikTok.
Hey, TikTok.
Hey, TikTok, we coming.